Question 5. Consider the function f of x is equal to 3x plus 12 divided by x squared and x is not equal to 0. The first thing is differentiate f of x with respect to x, and to do that we'll use this formula over here. And before I do that, I'm just going to rewrite this in a form that is easier to work with. Plus 12 to the x minus 2. If there's ever a case where your x is in the denominator, bring it up to the top and just change the sign of the exponent. So therefore f prime of x will equal 3, because this is 1, it's going to be 1 times 3 is 3, and then you'll subtract 1 from here and that will make that into 0, so it becomes x is 0, which is 1, so you can just leave it as 3. And then we are going to get our minus 2, and we're going to multiply that by the 12, so it's going to become minus 24x, and then we're going to subtract 1 from here, from the minus 2, so it's minus 3. So f prime of x would be that. We could write that also as 24 divided by x to the 3 if we wanted to. We could write it in that form like that. Maybe better like that. Then it says calculate f of x, f prime of x when x is equal to 1. So I'm going to put that into my equation. So I'm going to get f of prime of 1. So that's going to be 3 minus 24 divided by 1 cubed. 1 cubed is 1. 1 times 1 times 1. So it just becomes negative 24. So that's negative 21. And it says use your answer in part B to decide whether the function f is increasing or decreasing at x is equal to negative 1. Now remember this over here, this f prime of x, a differentiated value. This is giving an equation for the slope. So when I have f of 1 and I'm getting negative 21, it means that the slope is negative. It means that it's going down and therefore decreasing. So because f prime of x is negative, is equal to a negative value, then we can say that f is decreasing at 1. Then for D, it says solve the equation f prime of x is equal to 0. So we take this one, f prime of x is equal to 3 minus 24 over x cubed, and that's equal to 0. So what I do is I just change it over to the side here, take it over to the side, so we're going to get 3 is equal to 24 over x cubed, and then I'm going to cross multiply with my x cubed and my 3, so I can write that as x cubed is equal to 24 over 3, which is equal to 8. X cubed is equal to 8, therefore x is equal to the cube root of 8, which is equal to 2. You could do that on your calculator. So we've got here that the equation f prime of x is equal to 0. I'm going to now just clear this off, so I've got some space, and I will just rewrite this. This is an important one over here, that f prime of x is equal to 3x, not 3x, sorry, is equal to 3 minus 24 over x cubed, and also that this over here, x is equal to 2. Now, what's often a good idea whenever you're doing something like this is to firstly plot this on your graphics calculator, and this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go to my graphics calculator, and I'll clear my last graph, and I'm going to put this in. So it's going to be 3x plus 12 divided by x squared. So I've got that. If I graph it, I get something like this. Now I'm going to change my window here. Obviously my window is not correct, and I see down over here, just looking ahead in the question, I've got these axes. I'm actually going to have to draw this. I'm going to put those axes in here. So we're going to go from minus 3 to 6, and then for y we will go from minus 7 to 15. So we'll put those in, we'll graph it again, and there's my graph. Now in this one over here it says solve the equation f prime of x is equal to 0, where this is where this graph over here that we've got here, where the slope is equal to 0, and I think hopefully you can see that the slope is equal to 0 at that point, that one over there, and we can see here that that is your point 2 for x there. Okay, so we've got that. That will be useful. So it says the graph f has a local minimum at the point P. That is this point over here. That is the point P. Let T be a tangent to the graph of f at P. So this is what I've drawn here. On this I've drawn my tangent. This would be my tangent, like that. Would be that. Write down the coordinates of P. Now we've got that the x is equal to 2. To find my y value, I'll need to put it into this formula over here, the formula or the equation for the graph. So I'm going to have to find f of 2, which is 3 times 2 plus 12 over 2 squared. So we're going to get 3 plus 2 is equal to 6, plus 2 squared is 4, divided into 12, that's going to be 3, so it's going to equal 9. So this value over there would equal 9. Now you could have, if you wanted to, you could have also have used your calculation functions on this. We could have found our minimum, so that would be 3. Let me just clear this off here. Clear the ink here. And I could have done this, my left bound is that, yes, enter, gone to right bound and said enter and guess, and I would have got my 2 and my 9 there. So I could have done it that way also. Then it says over here, let t be the tangent to the graph. So write down the gradient of t. Well, obviously the gradient of t is 0 because it's this line over here, and we have got that. It's over there. Your gradient is equal to 0, and then therefore write down the equation. The equation would be this line. If it went through like that, it would go through your y-axis at 9. So it would just be y is equal to 9, like that.